Hi guys, wonderful. Welcome to another Feng Shui Masterclass. I have you all on mute, so we won't have any acoustic feedback. That's all great. And we're doing a Q&A afterwards for all you who are here live. So that's great. Wonderful. Yes, so I hope you have your seat nice and cozy. Something to write maybe today. That would be awesome. And yeah, let's get started. Wonderful. So today's main topic is how to manifest abundance in your space. But before we do that, I want to do a short, have a short look into the Bagua. I'm assuming, and I'm just assuming, that some of you may know what the Bagua is. Can you all see the Bagua on my screen? Can you all see my screen? Just nod if you can see it. Cool, very good. Okay, so here we go. So this is the so-called Bagua. Bagua simply means, it's either Bagua or Parkour. It means 8 areas, because we're just looking at the 8 around. We're not looking at the one in the middle, which we actually do, but the original idea was to just look at those 8. The Bagua itself has 2 possibilities to be used. One is straight with directions, north, south, west, and east. And in the traditional Feng Shui, in the northern hemisphere, that will be south, that will be north, that will be east, and that will be west. I had a few discussions because I truly believe, and this is how I use it, but you can do it whatever you prefer. I truly believe that the north and the south change directions because fame and reputation come from the energy of fire. And in the southern hemisphere, the fire is up in the north, the sun. Not on all occasions does it change because it has to do with the energy, and some of the things we do with the Feng Shui has to do with polarity, so it's different. So this is how I use it, but the books still stay. And if you talk to Chinese Feng Shui consultants, say no, north is north and south is south. I personally think differently, but that's fine. But west stays west and east stays east because the sun still rises and falls in those directions. So that's fine. So this is my personal conviction that this will be in the southern hemisphere, this will be north, and this would be south. Yeah, yeah, exactly. The colder area, the pole. In one workshop, we agreed to the pole facing direction and the equator facing direction because this is where the sun is. But again, the community is not in unity about that one, but that's fine. Doesn't matter for what we're doing today anyway. So our topic today is the wealth and prosperity, which is traditionally in the southeast corner. I personally would always look also in the northeast corner. But again, that's my thing. Let's use the Bagua, why it's been designed for. So the Bagua has also been designed for to use it just on the plan. And if you use it just on the plan without any directions, this is the important line because this is where your entrance is. And very, very often, seriously, 8 out of 10, it is enough to look at it just from the floor plan. You don't even need the directions. You can add them in and invite them in if you want more clarification about it. That is not a problem. And then you can use it whatever your conviction is. If you're born in New Zealand, then in the southern hemisphere, I have to say, then probably you feel that it's a little bit different, but not too much. So for now, for today, for the purpose of today, just that we all understand what I'm talking about, we are laying our Bagua onto our floor plan. So I want you to realize where in this bottom section here is your main entrance of your home. This is what we need to identify if we work with the Bagua and if we work with the abundance the way we're working with it today. So your entrance is either here or here or here. In the house where we are house sitting right now, it probably is in that area. Same for Silke, probably. It's that area. Trish Colbert's new house. You please use, when you come up the stairs and you enter, and let me think, because you have to turn around. I'd say it's here in that area. Yep. And Trish, I haven't been to your house, so I don't know, but you will know where it is. Okay. So when you enter your house, the area where wealth and prosperity is the top left area, which would be, in Silke's case, it's the living room, and Trish Colbert's Ray, it's your bedroom. And Trish, you will realize where yours is. This is not too hard. That's fine. Okay. If you have any questions about the Bagua, please flick me an email afterwards. I'm happy to explain. That's no problem at all. Okay. When I'm coming to a house or a home, what I do is I've been asked to look for the abundance in that place. I'm not doing it just when I'm guest somewhere. I realize where is the main area of wealth and prosperity. But what I also do then is I go into certain rooms, the rooms that are used, the mostly used rooms. Because again, you can apply the same Bagua to the rooms. So the entrance of the room, again, is here on the bottom line. So if we're saying we're using, just as an example, we're using Trish's bedroom. That entrance, I think, as far as I remember, is on the left side, where with around that area probably here. So we have the wealth and prosperity in that left corner. So we just look what's there. Then I go into the next room, which is used often, into the main bedroom, into the office, for instance. If you have a separate room for something else, also in there. And I look at all those corners and I see what is there. Is there any issue? Is there anything sleeping? Is there any storage where stuck energy is there? Then we have to look deeper into that. If I identify that all of these areas are fine, then there's probably not an issue on that level. So this is how I first identify if there's something going on. Okay, looking at the whole Bagua, just as short how this comes to pass is that we usually start with career life mission. This is where you start your life also with whatever you want to achieve. This is how an idea is born. And then you're going into the wisdom knowledge. So you're going to school, you're making a certificate or anything like that to fulfill your career or your life mission. Then very often your family and your past especially play a big part in actually how you come from wisdom knowledge to wealth prosperity, and not just on a material basis, as in do they support you on your path, also on an emotional basis. Maybe they think, oh, university, who's that for? You don't need that. You know, all these things, that these patterns that could be behind that, or whatever you choose as a profession. Maybe they are not supporting you. Maybe they are supporting you. So this is also important in your whole evolution of your whole life. And then eventually when you have your job and support, you found your career, your life mission, the wealth and prosperity come. And from that wealth and prosperity, this is where your fame and your reputation come from. This is where you then can go back and forward and really nourish it. Of course, we see nowadays quite a few people who actually go first to fame and reputation and then to the wealth and prosperity. So they have a very important parent, for instance, and then they go into that's how they make money out of it. So yeah, but that's not sustainable. So this is the path of the sustainable career. So then you come into fame and you've made a name of yourself. You really have a good name, and then you can love and relationship is not just the relationship of the two, it's also a relationship with everybody else. Okay, so the love and relationship. Hi Rosa, we're just having a short looking into the Bagua. So love and relationship, and then from that, of course, children, creativity, and future. And it's not just as I said before, like a marriage or a relationship between two. The relationship also means, how do I deal with the you? How do I deal with everybody out there? And this, of course, influences our children, our creativity, and our future. So this is also projects also belong to this area. So if you have a project, or if you use what's the word? Oh, vision board. Vision board. That's the place to have it. In your room, on your desk, on your wall, whatever. That would be the area to have it. And then this area is called helpful people or travel. And this is the male concept. This is the concept of strength. This is the concept of support. And if you're rich enough and if you're good supported, then you can travel a lot. Yay. Don't we all want that? So this is just in short where this is. And the very middle of your house and of every room, this is where your spiritual health and your well-being sits. And this is what I always say, if somebody has health issues, please have a look what's in the middle of your house and what's in the middle of your most important rooms. Is the electricity working? Are the lamps working? Is there something on the ceiling that's not really nice or right? Or what is actually in the middle of the room? From a strong Feng Shui concept, the middle of the room is supposed to be empty-ish to let the energy really swirl, and so that the chi can go to every place in the room. So it should be unobstructed. You can have, of course, make the middle of your room a focal point with a really nice lamp on the ceiling or a coffee table in the middle, depending, of course, on the size of your room. So that's one of the things. Coming back to the abundance, wealth, and prosperity. Good, after this little excursion. Because one of the reasons why I chose this topic today is it really complements very well what we said last time in the last session, where we did the entrance and the chi. So with the entrance and the chi, this is where your abundance feeds on. So when your entrance is really nice and lets the chi in really beautifully, like we said last time, this is the first important thing of your abundance in your house. If the chi doesn't get into the house, the fresh energy, new ideas, new projects, and all these things, new clients, whatever you want, the abundance is very hard to bring to life. So like all that we said last time about the chi and the entrance is important for our topic today too. How we can manifest now the abundance, this is another topic. So here we go. I personally love very much plants, using plants, because they bring life and they bring fresh energy and chi into it. With the plants, wealth and prosperity and abundance, they're so-called chi plants, I know, but that's fine. If you look at the plant itself, if it's a plant with really tiny, small leaves, do they look abundant to you? Not so sure. If you look at plants with really nice, thick, juicy leaves, like an aloe vera or like it's called kalanchoe. I don't know what the English name for it is, or money tree, money plants. Those are really resembling abundance and richness. Those are good plants. Then, with the pots, if you want to have the pots, because this is where we're starting our journey into the fire, into the fame and reputation. So everything that's coming orange, red colors for your pots in that wealth prosperity corner, that is really, really bringing good luck to you. And that is not just because yeah, it is because the red is the fire, and the wealth and prosperity corner goes towards the fire, which is fame and reputation, is pure fire. That's why I think it's in the north and the southern hemisphere. So everything you do with plants, really look that it's not, it needs to be alive and rich. So if I come to a house and I see in a wealth and prosperity corner dead plants, then it's like, get them out of here. Or if I see like blue pots, then I will ask them why they chose the blue pots. And sometimes they just feel, yeah, they feel there's too much happening. There's everything's too quick, too fast, stressful. Then it is actually to cool down that stressful time and leave it in the wealth and prosperity. So that's also fine. So that's why I always ask people why they chose that color and when they chose it, and if something happened at the time. Everything has a reason. So just because it's in a book doesn't mean it's for you in the situation where you are right now. But a dead plant is a dead plant. Doesn't matter which color the pot has. So that is an absolutely no-go. And in none of the areas, by the way. So there's no place on the Bagua for a dead plant. Yeah, just get rid of it, and just you maybe use the soil again, reuse it or something, and yeah, maybe ask yourself why the plant died. This is an interesting thing because a little bit on the personal side, if I kill a plant, I probably watered it too much. Yeah, those who know me know I'm a hugger, so I do too much. But this is again on a personal level, it all resembles who you are. And this is why, succulent plants, I really have to brace myself to let them dry out. And yeah, and probably same why I'm not really good with orchids. So, and this really shows who you are as a nature. I'm more the, you know what I mean, kind. And this is what resembles in the plants that I have. Good. Pictures. We had that in the very first session. Pictures, of course, are extremely important. Have a look what kind of pictures you have in the wealth and prosperity corner of the house / your main room. Also, what is happening on your work desk in that area? So even if you're on your work desk, same applies. The bottom line is then where you are sitting. What is there on your desk, on your work desk? Really interesting. When I used to do back in Germany a few offices for insurance companies, and it's really interesting when you go there with an awareness and look at different desks and how people are really, what is there, what is in the wealth corner. Are the family pictures more in the wealth corner or more in the love and marriage corner? Both is fine. It just tells me the appreciation a little bit more. So what is happening there? Is there your rubbish? Is your whole rubbish maybe in the left up corner on your desk? So really look what pictures are there in this area. Is there a picture of, yeah, sorry, fruit, food? That's what comes into my mind. But I think I told in one of the sessions, I told you already the story about that picture of that ship that was struggling in the waves. So if you have in your wealth and prosperity corner a picture of that famous picture of that lighthouse and the Britannia, I think it was, with the waves coming in, just, really strong force. Yeah, have a look. Do you have nice pictures of flowers? What does it look like? Does it feel wealthy? Does it feel abundant? We are creating our surrounding the way our subconscious wants it to be. So if you want to create abundance in and around you, this is what needs to resemble in and around you. We don't always feel like that, of course, but most of the time it's really what we want around us. This is what we attract. So even if you're a minimalist, it doesn't matter. You don't have to have 8 plants or whatever. Even if you're a minimalist, just look what is actually there. It doesn't need to be much. Actually, when you're a minimalist, you can read it more easily, as if there are, I don't know how many cushions in that corner or whatever. So it doesn't mean if you come to a minimalist household that there is no abundance there, because there's just 3 things in that corner. Maybe it means that this person has more clarity about the ideals, the goals, and how abundance is supposed to look like for them. So don't think that the more the better. It really depends on the character. And generally speaking, the less, the more clarity we have in there. If it's completely cluttered in that corner, that doesn't mean it's abundance or wealth just because it's a lot. If it's well looked after, fine, totally good. If there's your husband's collection of the, I don't know, cars, really, these matchbox cars or whatever they are called here, a collection of something, beautiful, great, wonderful. But it doesn't mean if there's a lot going on, that there's a lot going on in your abundance, wealth, and prosperity. Don't go into that trap, okay? Just think clarity about your goals. So maybe if there's a lot happening, same with crystals, by the way, if there's a lot happening, maybe the energies are confused about your goals and what your wealth and abundance is about. So look at the pictures that are in your wealth and prosperity corner. In the house, what is there, what resembles what it is. And I can think, and in Silke's case, I can think of beautiful examples. I was thinking that when I was there, of what is wealth and abundance. I mean, this is where we are totally alike. Books. Books. Yeah, and travel books and, these things. It's just really interesting. It just tells me that what's important to that person, and that's totally fine. And that's why I felt so welcome in your place, because it was totally like, oh, travel books and other books. Yeah, so just observe it and just realize what is important to you. What does abundance mean to you? If you have I found a lot of people have the people of their grandchildren in that corner, because that is abundance to them in a way, and that's totally fine. Of course, the same that applies to the middle of the room in the house also applies to the wealth and prosperity, especially electricity. Everything should work well there. If there's electricity not working, if light bulbs are not working, if there's a hole in the wall, this is all influencing your wealth and abundance. If in that corner of the house is your bathroom, make sure that it is well used. Make sure that it is warm. It needs warm colors. So it shouldn't be blue dominated, because that is against the principle what leads towards fame and reputation, which is the fire element. That would really dampen your fame and reputation. So if your bathroom is in that corner, it's not a problem. We just have to work with it. So that's not an issue. If your bedroom is in that corner, totally fine. It just tells something about your what's important, where you feel comfortable, and what's important in your life, probably. And that's fine. Totally fine. I was stuck with the energy aspect. There was something else I wanted to say about the abundance. Yes. When I come to a house to have a look at the whole feng shui of a place, I always ask people, which area do you feel really comfortable in, and which area do you not like at all? And they instantly know what I mean, because there's always one area where you really like being and one area where you don't like being. And if that is the wealth and prosperity corner that we're having a little bit of an issue, a lot of the other corners, it's okay-ish. But you know, the wealth and prosperity as a theme is the one that brings you from the idea, from the idea and the learning into the actual action. So this is the what drives you. So if you, whatever abundance means to you, it can be anything. This is the drive that draws you out of the like school, uni, and whatever you're learning into the action, which happens in the fame, your reputation, in the traditionally south area, the equator facing area, as I like to call it. So you really should feel comfortable in that area. Now I know what I want to do. Yes. Got lost. Wealth and abundance comes from the inside. So whatever your feeling about that area is, that's what it actually means to you. What do I mean with that? You have created your outside, whatever is around you, to mirror your inside. So when you are looking at what you have assembled around you, does it really reflect your inside? Maybe there's an area that's a little bit chaotic, totally fine. We all have that. Maybe there's an area that's really clear and clean and fresh, totally fine. But really look, especially in that corner, what is the main theme? I just remember one house that I've been in. I thought it was really odd to have a picture and a mask of a demon in that corner. I mean, I've also been to a house where a mask and a demon was in the bedroom. So all kinds of people have different likings. But if is there a fear? Is there a fear underneath wealth and prosperity? Are you afraid of abundance in your life? Is there anything underneath? Really look deep into what is happening in that area of the house / your main room. Is there some kind of fear in there? Patterns that this is the money area. So maybe when you grew up, your parents were like, oh yeah, money is bad, or only, the whole stereotypes that we know. This is where it comes to life, because it is supported. If you look at the whole Bagua, it is supported by physical health, family, and your past. So your ideas about abundance, wealth, prosperity has a lot to do with the ideas that you've been given from the parents, where you come from. So what I wanted to say with that is, we're having an idea about abundance, and that can come from the outside. So look into that area and really realize what's going on there. And I want to do one little exercise with you, if you're up for it. I want you to just sit down and close your eyes for a moment. And I want you to walk a path with me. Just imagine any path. Maybe it's made of stones, maybe it's grass, maybe it's grit, maybe it has a certain pattern, maybe it has weeds in it, maybe it's totally clean and clear, maybe it's a road. So you imagine your path where you are walking. And then also imagine what is happening to the right and to the left of your path. What is happening there? Is it green? Is there a hedge? Are there houses? Is there a forest? So you're just walking your path. And I want you to walk this path a little bit up the hill. So you're walking a little bit up the hill. And then you stop because you're on the very top of that little hill. And then you're looking down the path. So it's going a little bit down again. And what you see is a huge garden in front of you. So there's a huge garden. It's your garden. So have a look. This is your garden of abundance. And you can create it any way you like it. Okay, so if you're still standing on the hill and you're overlooking the whole garden, just look, what's the shape of that garden? Is it irregular? Is it a square? Does it have a wall? Does it have a fence? Does it have a hedge? Does it have no boundaries? What does your garden of abundance look like? And also, are there trees? Are there any high beets or beets, or what is in your garden of abundance? Does it have a fountain? Does it have a bench to sit and rest? And now I want you to walk down the hill towards your garden of abundance. Just walk towards that garden of abundance. And you enter your garden. And it doesn't matter if you like what you see or don't like what you see. You're just taking in what is in that garden. Maybe there's fruit, maybe there's veggies, maybe there's just roses and beautiful flowers. Maybe there's fruit trees. Whatever it is yours, all of it. And then have a look, is there an area in your garden of abundance that is less abundant than the rest? If you have an area in that, just see where it is. Where is that patch that doesn't look quite as abundant as the rest? And then imagine, what do you want to plant in that area? What would you like to put in that area? Whatever it is, you place it there and you see it growing. Watch it. Maybe you need to water it. That's fine. Maybe it's an object. So just look what it is. And then I would like you to go to the center of your garden and just see what's in the center of your garden. Is there anything? And if there is something, what is it? And if there's nothing, it's fine too. All good. Okay. Now I want you to leave your garden and walk up the hill again. Just walking up the hill. And when you're on top of the hill, you turn around and have a look at your garden of abundance again. And just take in that picture. Take in the picture that you now have in your head of your garden of abundance. And just remember that. And now I invite you to come back into the here and now. Just open your eyes. And maybe you want to write down what you've seen, because this is really in our imagination what is important to us. Some things come easier to us than others. For some of us, our garden of abundance will have like a Zen garden area or a labyrinth. For others, it will be full of fruit trees. Others will have roses in there. And it's all good. But it just shows you what abundance means to you. And maybe there are a few objects or plants in there that you can then actually use in your area, in your life, to create abundance in your life. And for now, in any area. It's not restricted just to your wealth and prosperity area, in any area. So if you want to be more abundant, if you want to have more wisdom and knowledge, then maybe you want to put that object, that plant, or whatever came to you in the little visualization in there. This is relationship. You can also have it in the relationship. So whatever came to you in that abundance visualization, this is what is important to you. This is what you understand by abundance. And it could be anything. There is no right or wrong. There is just your way. So to sum it up in a way, creating abundance in your space is a lot about how you feel about abundance, what it is abundance. So I would always ask the people, what does it mean to you? And in the talk, I really can then see and listen and listen carefully what is important to those people. So if we're staying with books, in households where there are, I know households where there are next to no books, and that's fine. They have other symbols. They have other, what's prosperity for them. Interestingly, a lot of them have large TVs. That's their medium, and that's fine. This is fine. It's really just means we're all individual, we're all different, and that's what it is. So creating abundance in your space, first look into that corner, into the wealth and prosperity corner, what's there. Then look into what does wealth and prosperity and abundance mean to you? What is abundance to you? And this is, again, why not every book is helpful, because what means abundance to one doesn't mean abundance to another person. And that's why some people love having their kitchen in that corner, because that's important to them. That's what they think is abundance or feel is abundance. Somebody else has their office in there because that's the money corner. That's where they want to have their fame and reputation from. And that's fine too. So there is no one solution fits all, unfortunately, or that's life. It comes down to the chi being able to reach that corner. Is everything functioning and nothing dead or holes or anything in it? Are the symbols and the pictures that are there aligned with your idea of abundance? And if you have a partner, for instance, and your partner has a completely different idea of what abundance means, then maybe you need to cater for both. And that's fine too. That makes it a little bit more complicated, but that it works well anyway. But you have to just consider that. Okay. Yeah, that's what I wanted to say. I'm now stopping the recording for everybody who's getting the recording, and we're going to have a little Q&A chat afterwards. So yes, I hope you like what you heard and saw, and flick me an email if you have any question or anything. And if you haven't seen it on Feng Shui Tauranga, I've just created a poll because we're going to probably have a 4-part Feng Shui Your Home workshop here in Papamoa, and I just asked what times would suit. My suggestion was Thursday 7 o'clock or Saturday 10 o'clock. Just have a look, let me know, flick me an email, and I'll see you soon.